Hello, hi. So I just left my apartment. I'm about to run some errands, and I was just thinking. So as I was walking out of my apartment into my car, I literally said to myself, I am so proud of you, Nany. Yes, and if you know me, you know that I have a very long history with negative self-talk, but luckily it's something that, you know, I recognize, and it has been something that I've been working on and trying to get better at. But I did say those words, you know, to myself, as you know, like, I'm so proud of you, Nany. And I'm making this video because I just had an experience that I will talk about, in which made me feel so proud of myself that I want to share it with you guys, because I think it's important. I think maybe somebody else out there just needs to hear it. Okay, so in the last couple posts on my Snapchat, right, you guys saw me driving. Well, I live in Phoenix, and I recently got into contact with this girl that I grew up with. I've known her since we were about 8 years old. You know, middle school, high school, all friends, you know, she was my friend. But she was a bad friend. She was a terrible friend. And I am not afraid to say this, and she's admitted it, and honestly, I don't really care. But she was a terrible friend. And, you know, I'm not here to shit on her. I'm here to explain the story and explain that I kept shitty people in my life, right? You know, she's a shit friend. Well, she's one of my best friends, so what does that say about me? Get what I'm saying? So anyways, I ended up having a falling out with her, and I had moved to Chicago, so we kind of just, you know, fell off. Like, we just stopped talking. Life happened, and then recently she contacted me, and she was like, hey, I have a comped room in Vegas. I would like to, like, hang out. I haven't seen you in so long. Like, I've changed so much. I've, you know, really grown as a person. I was a really bad friend to you, and, you know, I just want you to know, Nany, I apologize for everything. Like, you were such a good friend. Blah, blah, fucking blah. So, of course, naturally, I'm like, you know what? Like, let me go and... Sorry, I'm driving in this... Okay. I'm like, you know what? Let me go and I'll drive 5 hours to go hang out with this girl, and, you know, because at one point in my life, you know, I mean, my God, I grew up with her, you know, so, and I don't hold grudges like that, you know, the falling out that we had, it was definitely a buildup, but I just walked away from it, and I never really thought about it again. But anyways, so I drive to Vegas where we hang out, and long story short, I was supposed to stay the night, and I ended up being so disrespected, feeling so disrespected. I won't say what exactly happened, but I will say that I felt so disrespected that I didn't say a word. She went downstairs to do something, I don't know, but I didn't say a word. I grabbed every single thing I brought with me, and I went down, got my car, and I got right back to Phoenix. I know how that sounds. That sounds like really like, but the reason why, you know, in the beginning of the video, I said, you know, I am so proud of you, Nany. It's because this person, the way that she treated me this trip, within 24 hours, it was so triggering to me. I felt like I had almost like reverted back to like this high school girl who just kind of let her friends treat her like shit because, you know, that's just who they are, and, you know, always making excuses for people, always laughing it off. Well, no, I'm an adult, and I, you know, like, if I keep friends in my life, they're going to be friends of quality, and she was never a friend of quality, and I knew that, but I took a chance. I drove to Vegas, and my boundaries these days are so put don't know where that left off, but I am proud of myself because the boundaries that I have set in my life and the people that I allow in my life are so solid that the old Nany, the younger Nany, the naive Nany, I wasn't necessarily a pushover, but I just made a lot of excuses for people and I let people treat me like shit a lot. And, the boundaries that I have set in my life, let me tell you, that 5-hour drive home back to Phoenix really felt so like empowering because I wasn't going to let this person treat me the way that they've always treated me and get away with it ever again. And it's just funny to see, because like I said, I'd known that girl since we were 8 years old. And again, I'm not here to talk shit. She knows the kind of person she is. She knows what she's done. But I was just really hoping that she changed and that, I was excited to see her. But sometimes people don't change, and that's okay, but I have, and the boundaries that I have in my life, nobody will ever take my peace from me, ever. So, anyways, I just want to say, I am proud of myself, and yes, I think it's important that I acknowledge it, because at one point in my life, I would have just let that slide. I would have taken it. I would have been angry and hurt and upset, and I would have kept it to myself, and then later on made excuses. No. We don't do that anymore, honey. We do not do that anymore. So, I guess moral of the story is, just every once in a while, take a step back, look around, and really, really see how far you've come. And tell yourself when you are proud of you. That's important too. Okay, end of rant. I love you guys. Bye.